5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome again to another episode of Tech Talk Show. Today we'll be discussing all about agriculture. For a CEO, it is a privilege once more to attend today's Tech Talk Show.
Okay, so on today's episode, we are going to talk about very important topic, that is agriculture. So, what do you think about why it is very important, the agriculture?
Since agriculture is, or we need to eat, of course, so agriculture is a big part of our lives since as humans we need to eat, like for the crops to be planted so that we can eat, and the fishes to be to fish to get so that we can eat.
So, okay, so agriculture is very important because it's part of our life, and it is the very basic of the human being, or the life cycle of the human being. So, what is agriculture?
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock.
So, what in one sense is agriculture is cultivating of soil with growing crops and raising livestock. Okay, what do you mean by that?
In simple terms, agriculture means like planting, then raising livestock means like raising cows or animals, poultry like chickens or ducks, then for also like fisheries for fish.
Okay, so in agriculture there are a lot of other things like the food cultivations and food storing food, like canned goods and milk, milk productions and other things. So in the Philippines we have the Department of Agriculture, right?
Yes.
So what is the Department of Agriculture does in the Philippines?
It's an executive department of the Philippines government responsible for promotion of agricultural and fishes development and growth.
Okay, so the Department of Agriculture basically is the one who is promoting, helping the farmers, helping giving up the trainings and some other things. So it has many other things, not only agriculture but including the plants, because plants is very important. Plantation is very important. The reason why we are having this heat stroke and all this, the biology of our world is changing because of plantation, that many plant was taken away for the urban development, factories and some other things. So the plant and the agricultural land is being taken away. But it is very important for us to have more plants, because what plants does?
Oxygen.
Plants take the carbon dioxide from a human body, or any carbon dioxide rather, and it is producing oxygen. So what I mean is, if we have plants in our house, in our places, wherever it is required, then more oxygens can be drawn, and more it will be better for our health and our human kind. So the one of the problem that we're having right now with because of the plants is our temperature of the world is rising. So every 100 years we're having temperature is very important for this living world, for us to live in, because we cannot have high temperature and live in this planet anymore. So we need to have more plantations, more growing more plants, and put more plants. So there are a lot of things, like we're living in Kansas City right now, and we're living in a city, urban city. So we have very few plants in the cities. So we need to grow more plants. We can come up with good plants like like community plantations, community food growing. What happened to our COVID-19 that we don't have food and we cannot get out of the house. So so we were stuck in the house, we were stuck in the village or inside the subdivision. But there are areas in subdivisions in the Philippines have some lands are not being planted, and there are roads and there are gardens that can be planted. Then during the COVID time we have we call it community pantry. So the community pantry is the one where you go exchange foods, exchange vegetables, exchange those things. So the community is very important. So that's why because of the community things in the Philippines, we can have a lot of growth in our societies. We gain more friendships with people, and we can call ourselves a social human being. So what do you mean by social human being?
So human being, like your interaction with another human being.
Yeah, so it's very important because we are a social human being. So we have to have
Someone.
talk to somebody. We have to live with somebody. We need to have friends. We need to have. The problem with the COVID-19 is we go social distancing. So no more social human being. So in Manila basically. So on the agriculture sections, we could have every subdivisions. We can grow some vegetable. We can have seed exchange. We can give seeds to our people can have healthy living by exercising. So when you are putting a plants and all those things and grow crops inside, it has a certain kind of exercise for your body. So it helps improve the healthier lives, especially when you grow older, when you are when you are elder. So those subdivisions, people are just living inside, but there are lands in the subdivision that can be that can be cultivated, some fresh vegetables and organic foods. Anyway, we'll get into that things in some other videos. So what are the types of farming?
Alright.
So the types of farming is arable farming,
Mhm.
pastoral farming, mixed farming,
Okay.
commercial farming,
Okay.
subsistence farming, extensive and intensive farming, nomadic farming, sedentary farming, poultry farming, and
Okay. Anyway, so there are a lot of farming basically. So there are a lot of type of farming. People do mixed types. Some people are having one land with different crops. They do sometimes they do vegetables, sometimes they do some other things. So so they grow the same land. Sometimes they grow rice, they grow potatoes, they grow there are basically in soil and other things. There are a lot of differences. Meaning the soil is very important for us to plant. If the soil condition is good, and how you are going to know the soil condition is good? When you are going to plant a rice, for example, and that it has a good yield, meaning you can say that soil condition. There are many ways, scientific ways we can test soils, and we can check that this area of soil is good for this type of farming. So it is very important for the government to have a geometrical locations or geographical locations rather to check them and give a good training to the people to do the farming. So in our Department of Agriculture in the Philippines, who is the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture?
Our President, President Marcos.
So being the president of the country and being the agriculture secretary at the same time, I think he has a superpower rather to change if there was a misconduct in the past, to advance what is need to be done, to make as our president always talk about digital transformations, and we are here Tech Talk Show. So in Tech Talk Show, we talk about how technologically we can change the way it is, or how technological ways or digital transformations ways or software and hardware and other things, we can make our lives more easier for different ways. So on the farming, so there are many kind of farmers. One of them is they grow vegetables. Some of them are doing fisheries. Some of them are doing the poultry and dairy farmings. Then there are farmers who do alone farming, and there are commercial farmings. There are ways that you can commercialize the farming. For example, I know there is a company in basically the farmers has also like a cooperative in the provinces in the Philippines and some other countries as well. So we there are a lot of types of seeds. There are a lot of types of farming. There are a lot of types of farmers in the world. I think the Department of Agriculture should look at those best practices with the farmers, and they should go more near to the farmer to help the farmers to streamline our agriculture, because that is that is very important for our agriculture advancements. So we have all these types of farming here, and this farming has there are new type of farming, especially for the urban areas. So what do you think about the new types of farming?
The new kind of farming that's emerging right now is vertical farming. Basically, it's a practice of growing crops vertically stacked. Usually, we have the horizontal farming which you have to lay it down, but this time it's
in the land.
Yeah, this time it's vertically, so it's soilless.
Soilless. Okay. So what are the plants that you can grow vertically?
Vertically, the one kinds of hanging plants that could be done.
Yes. So it's types of, I think for the vertical plants, we can have a lot of types basically, but there are vertical plantations, especially for the urban areas in the country, like our place in Manila, and in Quezon City or in Manila, we don't have a lot of spaces to grow plants. So there can be a building where you can grow. So I have a friend from Israel. He get a building in somewhere in Quezon City, and he's growing hydroponic ways. He's growing lettuce basically. So he's growing lettuce there. So and he's doing good, because being in the city, when you have lettuce, is very sensitive. Basically, vegetables is very sensitive in a way that it has to eat fresh. So you have to have lettuce maybe in a burger and other things, or salad. So the problem with that one, if we grow in the provinces and it takes time in the trucks to deliver in the city, so that's why it takes it destroy the taste of the lettuce, or sometimes it destroy the way that the freshness of the lettuce or something. So if we can grow that type of vegetables in hydroponic ways, or there are other ways like aquaponic ways, we can grow like duck. At the same time, we can grow fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has advantage of
benefits.
It's a mix what do you call this, farming. So in this mixed farming, it grows both.
Yeah.
So the duck or the other things that can be float in the water, this can grow there, and at the same time that the fish will get benefit out of the duck by being swimming there, the water flow and some of the things. So that's another thing. But we will talk about the technique of the vertical farming. So what are the techniques?
So the techniques are hydroponic, which means hydro means water, then aeroponic for air, then there's aquaponic as mentioned, which will benefit for fishes and the plants.
Okay, so anyway, these are the things. So in agriculture development, we have couple of components, but we have to start with what we need. We need of course we need soil.
Yeah.
So if he has, let's say we have a good soil, we have good place to then what are the other things required for us to grow a plant, for example, or grow vegetables or rice or potatoes and stuff like that. So what do you think we need in a basic component?
Seeds.
So we need seeds.
Seeds.
So right, we need seeds,
Seeds.
we need fertilizer, and we need soil.
Yeah.
So these are the very basic component, three of the components. So there are seeds. So what are the types of seeds we have in the world right now?
Right now we have GMO seeds, then
Okay.
hybrid seeds, then
Mhm.
also organic seeds.
Okay. So before, on our old days, everything we grow
Organic.
organically. When our land goes small and small, and people are growing, and people need more foods. So there are ways that people, scientists, and everybody is trying to grow more crops in a small land. So they created. So what is GMO?
GMO means genetically modified organism, or these are type of seeds that are genetically modified in the lab. While hybrid seeds, they are like cross pollination, so they get the pollen, then transfer it to another parent plant, so that they could have a hybrid type of plants.
Okay. So how about the organic one?
Organic one is just the most basic one. So naturally, the one where whatever you eat, for example, apple, then you get the seed. That's the type of organic.
Okay, so basically what we can say is what was God given
Yeah,
is
God given.
organic one, like whatever we see in the world, and we just get the seed out of it, and we grow again the plants, right? So that's basically the organic. So what do you think is the benefits of having all these three types of seeds? I mean, what is the reason why the GMO seeds were created?
For the GMO seeds, as mentioned earlier, we got for little time, then it can survive harsh conditions as well. For the hybrid, more yields or more yield for more profitability. Then organic, there's of course organic. It's the best because it's the most natural one.
Yeah, organic is the best, is the most healthy one. But organic food sometimes can have a small yield.
Yeah.
So the organic food growing can be a little bit costly in a sense of the growth are small. Cannot put a fertilizer. You have to organically grow them. So that's why organic is a little bit expensive, but is the most healthiest thing. So anyway, we're done on that one. Then let's go into the next things that we talk about is what are the types of fertilizers to yield better crops are there. What are the types of fertilizers we have?
So there are two types: mineral fertilizer and the organic fertilizer. For the minerals, of course, you have to just get minerals from the earth. Then for the organic, that's the one like what's left over. For example, the peel of banana. That's an organic kind of fertilizer.
Okay. So what you can get from the earth or from the we can create fertilizer out of a lot of things basically. So organically, and we can also create fertilizer with chemicals, right? So the one we are saying is the mineral fertilizer are basically created from the minerals, meaning created from different components of chemicals, putting together and making the fertilizer for better yield of plants basically. So what are the types of agri products we have in the Philippines?
The types of agricultural products are, for example, rice, corn, wheat, and
In the Philippines, we have sugar cane, we have banana, we have cassava, we have coconut, we have pineapple, and we have vegetables. And we also, of course, at the same time, we grow cattle, right?
Yeah.
We grow carabao. We grow goat. We grow the daily product,
Chicken.
So we have chicken and fish, right? So last time I was watching, and they're saying that chicken has 100% death rate. It's because of the human being. Chicken has. So anyway, so we talk about agriculture. We talk about a lot of things in agriculture. Right now, the most important things that we should be doing on the agriculture is the technological advancements. That's why we have this Tech Talk show, and we talk about how can the technology can make brought the it can lower the manpower cost. It can lower the harsh conditions. We can create robots to do things which is human being cannot do.
Yeah.
We can do a lot of things. So the technology and we if we transform our agriculture to a technological advancements. Any countries where is the technological advancements are there, they were able to lower the cost of their products. So agriculture products rather. Like for example, we import in the Philippines, we import rice from Thailand, we import rice from Vietnam, and Thailand and Vietnam are like Philippines. Okay, then why we are as a Philippines we used to grow a lot of rice in the past, example. Then right now we are importing rice from Thailand and Vietnam. What is the problem? Do you think? Why Philippines are importing, whereas Vietnam is exporting, Thailand is exporting? What they have done, these three countries are almost identical,
Same.
meaning the living cost and other things are almost the same. So what they did in order for them to be very, very competitive in the market, for them to be able to export their rice to different countries? What do you think? How about you? What do you think?
I'm sure so.
You're not sure. Okay. How about Alif? What do you think about
Because
that?
the yield, maybe the yield.
So these countries, what they've done basically is not basically genius.
Mhm.
They have basically put technology to the harvest, technology to grow the vegetables and plants, technology to cultivate them, technology to grow them, technology to find the soil. I was watching a video last time about in India. What they're doing inside. Example, they're growing rice. Okay, so they're growing rice, and on that field they put fish. So they have water in the plant when you grow rice, and at the same time they put fish. They put crabs because crabs walk, right?
Yeah.
And the when I was young, I've seen my grandfather grow in rice. So I used to go to the rice field. I saw how they do it. So when you are planting rice in the beginning, long time ago, they put not balanced ways. They put the rice, but later on we found out a way that you put up a line and you put the rice plantation by row and by column, because this rice plantation or any types of plantation, there are extra grasses and other things will grow, who will hamper the production, who will hamper the nutrition from the land. So you have to take them out. So you have to clean them. So when you are talking about you are cleaning them, if it is not horizontal or vertically or with the line, what happens is it's very hard to clean them. But when you have the line, you can just going around and clean it. So like for example, we can put up a robot, or we can put up artificial intelligence, a robot there, and this robot can just walk and clean it. So that's where agriculture. So in Thailand, in Vietnam, they little bit advanced these things. So they have not manual way of cultivating. For example, rice cultivating, they have machines, they have tractors to go in the Philippines. Still not using and in people, human being are working very hard to do the planting. So that's other things, and they automate the rice meal and the processing plants and all those things, and they found a ways to look for a better yield seeds or better best practice in order for them to do the rice more production. So basically, rather than that, I don't see anything. So I think we are really behind in the Philippines, or on the little bit technology that we can put. But today we are talking about a digital transformation. Today we are this world is changing. It is totally different, and there are countries like Israel and US and some other countries. They are technologically advanced in more agri-tech. So when we add technology to agriculture, it becomes agri-tech, right? So So the technology today, people are growing things, people are having this big data, people are having artificial intelligence, people are creating robots, people are creating humanless or self-driving cars. So there is there will be a self-driving tractors
Tractors, yeah.
and self-driving robots, or maybe the for plant you need to have fertilizer, you need to clean the place for the crops to grow. So all these things can be humanless, and this can be automated, right? So that's where basically the agri-tech or agriculture technologies are coming. So there are a lot of companies in the world are doing agriculture technologies, right? So let's have top agriculture technology in the world companies.
The top agriculture technology companies in the world are starting from Indigo Ag, which used to be called Symbiota from the United States.
Okay.
And Climeworks GmbH from Switzerland. Eco Robotics from Switzerland again. Mori which used to be called Cambridge Corps from United States, and many more.
Many more. So in your research, or I ask you to list down some of the top products. Did you find Philippines name?
No.
Okay, so meaning we are behind. We have to accept that we are behind in the technological advancement in any countries or any technology required. The one I talk about in the previous videos, that we need to have a basic building blocks, meaning we have to go start from the basic. Okay, it's like a back to basic, not back to future. Okay, so back to basic. So back to basic, what does it mean by back to basic? We need to have infrastructure developed from the ground up, from the atom level, meaning we need to have agriculture technology. What is agriculture technology? Same thing as technological advancement in computer is the same thing is on the healthcare or other technological advancements. So in the agri-tech companies, we should put Philippines, because Philippines is one of the agriculture country. I've seen even India has agri-tech, and I've seen a lot of Indian companies are coming up with their startups and getting investments for their artificial intelligence and growing seeds, doing a lot of R&Ds and how to cultivate better and how to make more things automated. Okay, so our on the agriculture development in the Philippines and with other countries that they have developed already, I think Philippine agriculture we're quite behind. And what do you think is the government should do to improve our agriculture, or maybe what is your advice or your suggestions to our Department of Agriculture to improve their departments for us to have a better agriculture, a lower cost of rice, because our president was saying that we should have a 20 pesos per kilo. So I think I strongly believe, and I think it's doable, because if Thailand can do, if Vietnam can do,
why not?
Of course, why not us doing the same thing? We would be doing that. Even in Bangladesh, India, the rice is not expensive. The fish are not expensive. The potato are not expensive. The vegetables are cheaper. So the onion, especially right now, we're having a lot of issues with the onion. Is the cost of onion in abroad is like 20 pesos. Now we're buying at 180 pesos to 200 pesos per kilo. It's because of I think that the lot of automation required, a lot of things to develop, especially a lot of technological advancement is required. And once we have them, we will be able to lower the cost, especially the technology. Why the technology is being used? To make the cost lower. But if we don't know how to properly implement the technology, we don't know the best practice of the technology, we don't know what technology to be implemented, then there will be problems, like what problems we are having with different times. Like last times we got trouble with the vaccine certificate, the certificate of the licenses certificate expired. I don't understand. So we need to understand what we need. Basically, that's very, very important, that we need to understand what we need. So what exactly we need to do in the Philippines. What is your advice to our or suggestions to our president, our great president, our good president, smart president in the country today? We are very lucky to have him in being a president because of his ways of governance, and he is telling everybody to digitally transform, meaning he understands or he feels that there is a digital transformation is required to our country. So I think every department of the government, every branch of the government need to understand, need to have a lot of orientation, need to go with especially for the let's talk about agriculture. For the agriculture, we need to go to the farmer, we need to see their problems as like a back to basic, meaning we need to understand what is their problem, we need to find out why we need to pay higher cost for onion rather. We need to figure out Philippines is a country with a lot of weather issues, so if we have big data, we have all these automations, we'll be able to save a lot of people's lives. At the same time, a lot of crops we're losing billions every year on the crops being destroyed by typhoon and all other things. So what do you think?
So what I think is implementation of agri-tech for enhancement of agricultural activities with the use of AI and big data to increase yield, efficiency, and profits, and innovations for seed varieties, and for IoT, Internet of Things, to address the various issues of the agricultural sector, and improvements on R&D or research and development. And we should also contact or work with the farmers to give them guidance and train them for the improvement of the productivity, and we have to give professional solutions to the problems the farmers face.
Right. So we need to have expert solutions provider to help remove the effective and effectiveness of our agriculture development. We need to work with environment. So we need to have more renewable energies rather than having carbon footprints on our world. So we need to improve a lot of things. So on the solar panel and all the renewable energy we can use, and other technological advancements we can use to maximize the productions and to take out the carbon footprint for our agricultural development. Anyway, so today we will finish, I think, with this episode for now, and we will move into the next one. Maybe we'll see you on our next videos.
That concludes our today's video of Tech Talk Show. Watch out for future videos.